Hello, this is Gengift here, and we are continuing the Immersive Engineering Minecraft Redstone computer thing that I've been making. Um, there was an interruption as the server that this is being made on went down, but I have made arrangements with the host of the server to keep it running so I can keep this YouTube series going, because I wanted to do it. It's a very slow burn series because this is some really complex stuff that requires a significant amount of planning to make. So it's a slow burn series, but as you can tell here, part of the controls for the local substation itself, for the local override, is now in place. This is the line selector, so you can hit the lever. It shows what line is selected, and it shows the output levels and input levels of the bat boxes that are over there, so you can see what the status is. The output levels are almost always full because my friend's fusion reactor is over there and provides so much power it's just not even funny, and seems to run into infinity, which is good. So you just hit this lever here, there's line 2, and these are the test signals from the input levels, because this should actually be empty because it's not being input on. There's no input energy, but I've got some power in there just so I can test and see between the different selections. And this one here, line 3. So it's fairly simple. Lever here, line 1, shows the status of line 1's batteries. Line 2 shows the status of line 2's batteries, and then both on selects line 3, which shows the status of line 3. And then resting, which is both off. So technically, this can actually address 4 separate lines, not just 3. But we've only got 3 lines. Why is nothing on? That's concerning. Oh well, I'll fix that. So down here, this is the system for what's upstairs. But, yeah, it's the same exact thing as over there. So I already did a video. The newest thing is this. This is what I call an isolation board. And there's an isolation board for a reason. Because the signals over here will conflict with the system over here. So in order to filter out this light blue, gray, and blue, so it doesn't crosstalk and alter the settings over here to the detriment of the override up here, that's what the isolation board is. So if I come up here, I add this redstone wire connector. For a moment, shut these off. There we go. Put this connection to there, and then take this and connect it over here. And you can see what the effect ends up being. So I'll now select line 1, and it messes with the settings over there. Select line 2, and it's messing with the settings over there, although it's only for this line. And now, despite the fact that there is no line here selected, you can see the status of the input levels. So if we break this connection, like so, it goes back and it works as intended. So that is what I call the isolation board. It allows me to isolate 2 different circuits so I can filter different colored signals out to prevent crosstalk. And that's how that works. Fairly straightforward. The next part of the project is this. Down here, this is the interface that will allow the connection between the computer itself and all of this stuff. And it's just basically a bunch of pistons. These allow the connection to exist between these two. I shut this off, and it's a disconnect. This was easier than setting up a, because it takes a hell of a lot less resources to set up, Because I could have easily set up switches, as I had done up here for some stuff. But doing it this way takes up far fewer resources than making all of these different logic circuits and everything to get that to work. So, boom. That's what that ends up looking like. And that is the next part. Because this is the main one that'll come and allow the base, which houses the computer, to connect this. And there's an addressing system for this, much like there's an addressing system for the individual lines. But I also need to set up another row of these things for the manual override switch for all the controls that will ultimately go on this side of the control room for the local substation, for local override. Because this, no matter what happens and no matter what the status of the substation is, whether you have a local override or the computer is in control of it, the line selectors here will always, so whoever is here can always see the status of the substation. Just by coming over here and hitting these levers, no matter what the rest of the system is doing. Over there, we'll have the actual override controls that will allow people to turn on and off various different aspects of the substation. And I'm kind of curious as to why there's no power going through. So yeah. But that is the next part, is to build this, and it'll probably take me several episodes to do, a lot more designing, although most of the design is done, and at the rate of probably one upload a month, a few months it'll be done in January, maybe? Don't quote me on that. But for now, I have to go back to my base and find out why the power is off. Because currently I can tell my base has no power. Because its power is off. Which tells me there's a signal that broke. Or maybe I did something. Because my base is still connected. So, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This series is continuing. There was a gap for a little while because the server was taken down. And it took me a while to contact the person who runs the server to make arrangements to put it back up again so I can continue my project. Generally, I think I'm probably the only one that's on the server right now. So, yep. See you later. I'm going to go turn the power back on at my base. Hello, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell icon and all that wonderful fun stuff, because subscribing to YouTube is no longer enough. Hit all the things. Hit the like button. Like the comments. Comment multiple times. And don't forget to share. But subscribe and hit the bell. See you next time. Bye.
I think our tank exploded. Whee! There it goes.
The plane or our tank?
Well, there's a tank flying through the sky.